Hello everyone. Today we're going to be reading through Matthew chapter 5 verses 37 in the New Testament. But before we read this verse, after we explain it and go through all the key meanings, we're gonna go through verse 34 in the same chapter so that we can further understand what this verse means or what it emphasizes. Then after that, I'm gonna go through an example to the Last Supper and how this applies in our life. So first, let's explain verse 37. So in the New Testament, Jesus teaches his followers to be completely truthful, stating that your yes be yes and your no, no. Anything more than this comes from the evil one. This verse emphasizes that believers should be honest and we don't need to use oaths and to elaborate our promises to prove our word. So the key meaning to this verse is simple truthfulness, that we should just say yes or no. And that Jesus also says that we should avoid oaths. And the verse that elaborates this or that supports this verse is verse 34 in the same chapter, where Jesus says, "But I say to you, do not take an oath at all, either by heaven, for it is God's throne, or by earth, for it is the footstool, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King." Now, a great example of this is during the Last Supper, where during the Last Supper, Jesus says a prophecy where Peter denies Jesus before his persecution 3 times. Now, the reason why this prophecy contrasts to this verse is because when Peter was denying Jesus, he repeatedly swore oaths and used elaborate denials to distance himself from Jesus. Now, the word distance himself, meaning he doesn't know him, or the ways of Jesus are not in his ways, if you know what I mean. It's hard to explain this because this verse states that we should be truthful and that oaths can lead to shame or guilt. And the result of this is through separation of Christ. And this is a perfect example of why we should not swear oaths, we should not be manipulated